Never make a bad buy for your eBay reselling business ever again. If you guys have any questions about reselling, about eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, if you guys have any questions about thrift stores or garage sales, about shipping, if you guys have any questions regarding reselling at all, if you guys have any questions about business or finance or investing, or if you have any questions about anything, go ahead and put them in the comments and we will get to them. Too many resellers struggle to make the money that they would like to, or they even quit reselling altogether for many reasons. But one of the biggest reasons is because they buy too much stuff to list in eBay that moves too slowly or never actually sells at all. I have 3 methods that will help you guys not make bad buys, so that way you can continue to grab items that sell consistently, so you can have good cash flow, so you don't run out of money and thus go out of business, and so you can maintain peace and stability and make more money and spend more time with your family than you ever have. So the first key concept is a controversial one, and that's because it has some pros and some cons. So I'm going to tell you guys this first key concept, and I want you guys in the comments to put in your pros and cons of this concept. And let me know if you guys do this, if you think it's a good idea or if it's a bad idea. So this first concept is look up every single item before purchasing it, and thus before listing it on eBay. So let me know in the comments the pros and the cons of that statement. Do you guys think it's a good idea to look up every single item before purchasing it? Do you think it's a bad idea to look up every single item before purchasing it? What are the pros of looking up every single item before purchasing it? And again, I'll repeat myself one last time. What are the cons of looking up every item before listing it? So I'll start with a con and then immediately follow it up with a pro, and then hopefully some of you guys have put in the comment section pros and cons to this. So the con that immediately comes to most people's mind is if you are stuck in the thrift store or a garage sale looking up every single item on your phone, your competition is going to be able to get to more thrift stores and more garage sales and beat you to better and a bigger quantity of items, which is completely valid. That is a very big con to this strategy. However, I believe that there are much more pros that outweigh this con, and there are ways to get around this con as well. So, first of all, the reason why looking up every single item before purchasing it is so important is because markets change, individual values on individual items are constantly changing, and sometimes these items go way up, sometimes they go way down, sometimes they dramatically increase, sometimes they dramatically decrease, and the sell-through rate of these items are always changing based on supply and demand. So many people that do reselling have been doing it for years, and they know that something will sell in their mind because they have already sold it before. However, a lot of the times this changes, right? So my go-to example are Google Nests, Google Nest Wi-Fi extenders. When I was first doing reselling about 3 years ago, let me do a different example. You guys know the Black & Decker Space Maker can opener? When I first started reselling 3 years ago, those had a blazing fast sell-through rate. There were typically like 40 listed and a few hundred sold at any given time. And they sold for about $80, maybe not 80, maybe $60 in used condition. And if you could find them new in the box, they would go for hundreds of dollars. I just found one of these last week, and it still has a decent sell-through rate. I believe there was like 80 listed and like 75 sold. So just around a 100% sell-through rate, which is great, but it's only selling for about $30 plus shipping now. So I still grabbed it because it was only $5, and 5 into 30 plus shipping is a great business, great margin. So I ended up purchasing it. But if I just thought in my head, oh, I've sold this before for $80, I'm going to sell it again for $80. I'm not going to sell it for $80 this time around because that is not what the market is currently willing to spend on that item. Things are constantly changing, okay? Travis Matthew, for example, again, and shout out to Osborne to Thrift. That's where I learned the space maker from Black & Decker. That whole series I learned off of his YouTube channel. Example number 2, Travis Matthew. When I first started reselling, all Travis Matthew polos sold for at least $25 every single time, no matter the size or the pattern. Nowadays, it has to be the right size and the right pattern if you were going to sell it for $25 or more. The sell-through rate on Travis Matthew when I first started doing this was also well above 60%. Today, it's probably below 30%. So not only is it selling for less money, but it's selling significantly slower. So you're going to hold on for that item longer and you're going to make less margin on that item. But if you look up Travis Matthew and you notice, oh, okay, a men's medium plain gray is only selling for $12 shipped. This thrift store wants $8 for it, and it's also going to take over a year to sell. I'm going to pass on that. But the day that Logan Paul, or the day that Tom Holland, or the day that any celebrity with a large following goes golfing in a Travis Matthew polo, the sell-through rate and the margin will skyrocket. So even though I know that this item isn't selling as well right now, and it's not a pickup for me today, I'm still going to continue to look that item up because, you know, Logan Paul may wear it golfing and it may go semi-viral, and people that love Logan Paul who want to be like Logan Paul or associate themselves with Logan Paul will start buying Travis Matthew polos. This happens all the time, like literally all the time. That's why I hate TikTok, but I make a lot of money through TikTok, and it also keeps me up on current trends because I know what people are interested in because they talk about it on TikTok. So if you aren't looking up Travis Matthew shirts and you're just buying them blindly, then you're going to make little amounts of money very slowly. On the flip side, if you have decided that it's not great metrics for your business and it's not worth picking up, if you don't continue to look them up, you may miss out on big money very quickly when the trend changes. The second big reason why it's important to look up everything before buying it is you learn. Okay, so you can shoot yourself in the foot and learn by buying a ton of crap that doesn't sell, get home, list it, and realize that it doesn't sell for great money, and then you buy that lesson. Or you can just simply look it up on your phone and know what it's going to sell for, and then learn along the way. Okay, I've never really seen this before. I'm going to look it up. Okay, sweet. It looks like Babyliss Pro curling irons sell for great money. I'm going to look up more curling irons while I'm here and in the future, and I'm going to learn more about this category. I'm also going to learn about so many other things while my competition is running to the next thrift store, leaving a ton of stuff behind for me to learn and research while I'm here. And they're going to speed through other locations and just keep leaving more stuff for me to learn about and buy and resell on eBay. Overall, I think that it's much better to look things up on eBay and find out what they're worth today instead of relying on your own knowledge of what things used to sell for or what you think they should be worth, because you're going to run into significantly more problems doing the latter. Another thing when it comes to looking things up in the thrift stores or the garage sales is a lot of people have social anxiety around this, so they don't do it. Do it, okay? You don't have to be a extrovert or a social butterfly to look things up on your phone, okay, most people are going to think you are on Snapchat or TikTok anyway. Most people are going to think you're typing a text out to someone or looking something up. Or a lot of people are thinking that you're just, nobody even cares. No one even is even thinking of any of these things. So a lot of people don't look things up in thrift stores or at garage sales because they're scared of what other people will think. I go through thrift stores and I record with my phone and I talk about what I am seeing with people right next to me, and they don't care. Sometimes they do, but I don't care. And I'm not rude about it. I'm just in my existence and they're in theirs. And no one has ever said, hey, can you shut up? Or, hey, what are you doing? Literally no one. So don't let other people hold you back from making more money and running a more efficient business. I go to garage sales with a GoPro strapped on my chest, and 1 out of every 15 yard sale hosts ask me, hey, what's the GoPro? Or hey, are you recording? And then before I started doing YouTube, I would pull out my phone and I would look things up in front of people at their garage sale. And never once did someone ask me, hey, what are you doing on your phone? Because as a society, we are always on our phone. We are always checking our bank accounts or texting someone or doing all of these things. So no one's going to say, hey, what are you doing on your phone at my garage sale? Because you're just always on your phone. So don't let the fear of that hold you back from looking things up on your phone, because literally no one cares. Like just look it up. Make more money, be more successful. Okay. Now, I just really think you guys should look up every single item. Okay. Now, going back to the first con, you're letting your competition get ahead of you at other thrift stores or garage sales. You're also letting them get ahead of you in that exact garage sale and thrift store. So what I do when I first go to a thrift store is I don't find an item, look it up, find my next item, look it up, find my next item, look it up. What I do is, based on my past knowledge and the things that I am currently selling and have had success in selling, I go through a quick, so I start at the electronics and I go through to the sunglasses, and then I go to the outdoor area, and then I go to the collectibles, and I make a quick sweep through the whole thrift store, grabbing everything that I know and or think is valuable, and I put it in my cart. So I go through very quickly, grabbing everything from my experience that I think will sell for good money, and I put it in my cart. Then I do a second lap, and I go through slower, and I'm looking for things that me and the competition have missed. Then after that, I go to a place in the thrift store. Usually there's, desks or tables that they're selling, and I'll just look everything up at that desk or table. Everything that is worth buying, I put on one side. Everything that is not worth buying, I put on the other side. And I learn from both sections. These are the things that I'm going to continue to keep looking for and buying. And then these are things that I can stay away from on that first trip through the thrift store and focus on getting the better stuff, right? And then after that, I put all the other stuff away that I'm not buying. And then I do one more slow round through the thrift store, because, they're always putting new things out depending on your location. And going through that third time, I still see even more things that I missed. And some resellers do the same thing as me. They decide that it's not worth it for them. They may have looked it up incorrectly, or that just doesn't match their profit margins or sell-through rate, and they put it back, and it could match my metrics, and then I buy that as well. So go through the thrift stores, go through the garage sales, do a quick sweep. And I'm saying, like, I don't know, quick is relative, because to some people, I might be moving extremely, extremely fast, where to me, I feel like I'm just going at a rock solid pace. I'm going pretty quickly. I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I go thrifting and sourcing every single day of my life almost. And so I've gotten pretty good at knowing what things have value versus what things don't. And so I grab all the things that I think could have value, and then I go through a second time, slower. Then I look everything up, my buy pile, my put back pile, and I go through one more time. then I'm on to the next thrift store. I truly believe this is the best way to run your sourcing side of your business. Again, other people are getting to other stores more quickly. That is true. But you are not buying garbage because you are putting back the stuff that you just looked up that doesn't meet your metrics. You're learning every single day what things you're going to continue to look for and what things you're going to pass on in that first and second sweep. And then in that third sweep, you go even slower, and the things that you passed on, you look up real quick. Oh, yep, I was right. Oh, I was wrong. Put that in my cart. Let's go. I don't know. I truly believe that this is the best way to source. You never bring home that garbage. You never waste that money, and you keep learning over and over and over again, earning your stripes. You surprise yourself because, oh, these like one of the biggest examples is cameras. Like cameras were not selling nearly as well when I first started this, but they were selling pretty good. But I passed on a lot of cameras when I first started because it wasn't trending. And then all of a sudden, digital cameras, Canons, Sonys, even Kodaks really started trending. And now the amount of cameras that I leave behind is way, 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 way less. So it's really important to just look everything up and you guys will make more money. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's good to look up every single item before you buy it? Or do you value speed and buying more items and going more quickly? Last thing I want to share. A lot of times people say that this is a bad method because of their pride. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to say some resellers are better than other resellers. I am here to help you guys make more money than you ever have more peace than you ever have, and spend more time with your family than you ever have. And I truly believe that looking up every single item is the best way to do that. There are some old heads that have been doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. Because of their pride, they say, oh, only rookies look things up, or oh, only people that don't know anything about reselling or about their items look things up. Don't be prideful, make more money. I truly believe that you will make more money looking up all of your items. But let's hop into these questions. Looks like Mary, haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. Hope you're still here. What's up, homie? I just about to call you and check on you. Sweet, thanks, man. Appreciate you, Shane. Shane also says, by the way, I've decided to go full-time reseller / YouTube. Wish me luck. You got this, man. Everyone go subscribe to Shane Soda City Flips. Go check out his most recent videos. He and his wife lost their job. He was already doing some reselling. Now they're committing to doing full-time reselling, and it's gonna be an awesome journey. So definitely something cool to watch. Everyone go check him out. Shane, feel free to post your link in the description, in the comments as well. It's a great idea as long as I can get a signal. That's also true. If you don't have a signal, this doesn't apply, right? So if your thrift stores don't have a signal, then you have to adapt and get around that. But yeah, most do. Pros, you stay up to date on current value of items. Sometimes items value change even if you don't think you know it. Yep, it's very true. Yeah, we talked about that extensively. And they price change for better or for worse. Another example are these Apple Magic Mouses. I used to sell these regardless of the model. As long as they looked like this, they would sell for $30 or $40. Now they sell for about $18 to $25. So I don't pick them up at $7 anymore. I only pick them up at like $4 or so. But if, I would have made a mistake if I didn't keep looking them up. I have been to make sure it is truly profitable. Yeah, it is. Again, I think most of you guys view this as a good practice to look everything up before you actually buy it. Look up item if have not sold it before. The only issue is that it takes up too much time. Yeah, which is what we talked about. But I honestly believe, because what happens is the more you do this, the more you learn, and the faster you get at finding these profitable items. So you're getting better and better and better each time. So you're taking less and less and less time each time, and you are expanding your knowledge and horizons. Do you offer your shipping discount on eBay? No. I do calculated shipping and I don't offer the discount to the buyer. And I also do free shipping on all items under £1. Jerry's also saying good, but takes a lot of time. I look up unusual items and electronics. Yep. The longer you do it, the more efficient it becomes. Just have faith you'll get there. Yeah, honestly, like that's what I've been saying, and I agree with that, Kelly. Honestly, you just get so much better over time the more you do things. Soda City, I just subbed to your channel. That's awesome. This guy, man, this guy subbing to Shane. Sometimes I'm shocked at what an item is worth in a good way. Yeah, it's wild. And you know, there's also another controversial take of if you should be a niche seller or an everything seller. If you are an everything seller, which I recommend, challenge yourself to look up new items and new categories all the time. You will be shocked. I've had so many earth-shattering moments when I learned that remotes sell good for the first time. Wild, life-changing as well. I remember when I found out that scratched up sunglasses sold for the first time. Wow. I remember finding golf, baseball gloves for the first time. I remember finding expired ink sales for the first time. You just got to look everything up. In the beginning, you should look everything up. Over time, once you know items well, you should have a general idea of how much something sells for and how fast. Then you can just grab and go. Yeah, so I agree with all of that until the grab and go, because the markets just change so fast and you will be caught holding the bag on those Google nests or those everything that we talked about. Thank you, everyone. It's been a grind for the last 3.5 weeks. Yeah, keep it up, Shane. What's up, my brother? Bad storms in Northeast today. My power keeps going in and out, and I will try and stay tuned into the hottest event in all of the US tonight. Oh, wow. Definitely not this. But yeah, hopefully you're staying safe. What if the comp comes from someone who bought and the orders were canceled to inflate demand in the store? That is something that you can't control. And if you look at everything with that bias, it will create fear and you will lose money over time. So be constantly adapting to that and realize that it doesn't happen. It happens a lot, like in the sports card realm, but really outside of that, it doesn't happen a lot. It really doesn't. I want you guys to understand that scams on eBay don't happen very often at all. Really, they don't happen very often at all. People manipulating the system, it really just doesn't happen as much as you think it does. You know, life is hard, and we all have our scars and our memories and our things that keep us alive and that warn us about things to come. And the media in our society is inherently negative and wants to show you all of the terrible bad things that can and will go wrong in your day and your week. And we are constantly in biology is we do whatever it takes to stay alive. And the easiest way to keep us to stay alive is to be skeptical about everything and to not put ourselves in uncomfortable positions. And so your mind and body is trying to do that in this question. And the people that are very successful in life override that and push past that wall. I look it up before I buy it, and I don't even sell well yet. Hopefully one day. I enjoy the art. Yeah, keep watching videos like this. I have a few videos that will help you identify items, how to list them properly, how to price them properly. If you aren't selling anything, unfortunately it's usually not the platform. It's number one, the item. Once you've identified that you have a good item, usually number two, the price is wrong. People can't find it because your title isn't correct, or you have bad shipping and handling and return policies, and people don't want to deal with that. So it's important to get a combination of good items and a good listing and good policies and keeping everything moving. Yeah, I just lock it behind my shopping cart and look stuff up and try to make sure to move if blocking the aisle. Yep. Yeah, good stuff there. Also, it's important to be courteous to people. The older I get and the more money I make, I'm realizing that I don't want more money. I just want more peace and enjoyment. So like even with this YouTube channel and with this reselling, I'm realizing that a lot of times I stress about getting enough items up and getting enough videos up when I'm like, hey man, like you live an incredible life. So like just enjoy your life a little bit more. Yeah, it's awesome to like be ultra successful and make a ton of money and always be pushing and always be developing and grinding. But it's a lot better to just have peace and breathe and be conscious of others and enhance other people's lives and help them have a better day because it helps you have a better day. And so a lot of us, especially on the come up, especially as we're trying to expand our horizons, a lot of times we kind of hunker down and we just do whatever it takes to build a profitable business. Doesn't really matter morally what's happening to the people around us. But I promise if we can take a step back and we can say, excuse me, or we can do things that help other people along our paths, it's just going to give us more peace. And somehow it just makes us more money because we have more joy, we have more energy, we have way more tools to crush a day. I don't know, I'm getting a little philosophical tonight, but one of the reasons I love online auctions is you can take your time and really research the items, gives you a detailed knowledge of the wide variety of items without any worries about it. Yep. Yeah. Now, another side to that is a lot of people get into trouble with online auctions and bulk buying. And it's because they don't take the time to research things. And also they don't know what to do with the stuff that doesn't sell. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit as well. So when you buy bulk, like 20% of the items are going to be pretty freaking good. That's why you're buying the lot. The next like 40% of items are going to be like, okay, maybe you can sell part of those items individually for a profit. Maybe some of them you have to put into smaller lots to resell. And then the rest is just going to be garbage. Not garbage, but just not easily sold individually. With those items, if you can learn how to properly get rid of those items for some money, that's what's going to amplify your business and make it so you never make a bad purchase as well. Because you can make a bad purchase in a bulk buy if you don't understand how to sell in bulk. So the top 20% you sell individually. The next 40% you have to sell individually, but very much slower and much slimmer margins, or you lot up into smaller lots and resell. And then the last of it, you can resell on eBay, or you can, sell at garage sales or flea markets, or Shop Commons is a great avenue as well. But yeah, bulk buying can change your life very drastically and positively, or very negatively, because people spend a lot of money on stuff that won't sell and then they're in a pinch. These people bring their kids to take up aisle spaces and they're always in the toy section. Yeah, that can also be frustrating. But again, back to my earlier point, like I love seeing kids just, playing with the toys. And, sometimes you can tell that they are lower income or they don't have a lot of opportunities and they don't. It's just nice to see kids playing and having fun. And also, some parents just drop them in that aisle and go do what they need to do. But sometimes it's giving that parent that break that they need, or it's helping those kids learn how to be on their own, but still on the side of their parents. There's just so many beneficial things to every side of everything that, I don't know. I like seeing those kids playing with the toys, but they can sure get annoying sometimes. Introvert here. I look up all kinds of stuff. Nobody cares. In fact, people probably leave me alone more when I'm looking up. Yeah, if you're like in your phone, no one's going to come talk to you. So actually kind of helps if you are afraid of talking to people. Yeah. So the things you go through very quickly, you get all the things that are good on one side, the things that you aren't worth reselling, you just go put them back. And again, back to enhancing other people's lives, including the people you are shopping with, including the employees. If you take something off of an electronic shelf, and then you realize you don't want to resell it or you don't want to buy it, go put it back. It doesn't have to be the exact location where you found it, but go put it back on the electronic shelf. Don't grab a toy, look it up, realize you don't want to resell it, and then go put it with the golf clubs or on an electronics rack. Be mindful of other people. Help yourself by helping them, and you'll have a much better day if you're respectful and put everything back to where it should go. Do you use online auction sites? Yeah, I use eBay. I buy lots off of eBay honestly daily. It's almost daily. Almost every single day we have 1 to 3 boxes of glasses or iPods or AirPods or makeup, just all that stuff coming for sourcing besides eBay. Yeah, I also use a site called 888.com, I think. Let me see. I can't remember its exact name. It's 888lots.com. Like numeric 8, lots, LOTS.com. I buy a lot of bulk stuff for eBay and Amazon stuff there too. I look up everything except some clothing. Yeah, I mean, there's some clothing that you just know is always going to be worth at least $30, but I still even look those up so I can have a clear knowledge of, I can make a clear prediction that isn't always 100% correct, but I can make a prediction of how much money I'm going to make and how long it should take me to make that money. Yeah, you can find online auctions on AuctionZip depending on your area. You should have some available at least. I'm lucky to live in an area that has online and local auctions multiples every day. Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of people, like Captain Nurse Flipper, she gets, I don't know, 80 to 90%, I believe, of her items from online and local auctions. So you can definitely make some money, but you can also lose some money if you don't know what you're doing. I look up everything before I buy it now. I didn't always, but with that said, I'm trying to become a better reseller. My livelihood depends on it. Yeah, when your back's against the wall, that's really good of you, Shane, because sometimes when your back is against the wall, you make worse decisions. And then there's people like you who, when your back's against the wall, you make better decisions. So good on you, man. What's the best way to start researching in a new niche? The best way is outside of the thrift store. So like if you want, so I have a video called How to Know What Items Are Worth Before Even Entering the Thrift Store on YouTube. If you want to start selling golf clubs, you type into eBay golf club, filter to sold, and then you can put in, and then you can change the price to all clubs that have sold for at least $40 or more. And then you can just look through and you'll start to notice TaylorMade, Ping, TaylorMade, Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping. Okay, I'm gonna look for those 4 brands for sure. And then you can just slowly start to learn that, and then you'll just keep adding brands and keywords and all that good stuff along the way. Boom, everybody, there is Shane's YouTube channel. It's just Soda City Flips. Go ahead and check it out. Let's get into a gazillion followers, subscribers. I always look things up unless it's an absolute no-brainer for me. Nice. What are your thoughts on death piles? Buy more with a huge death pile? No, absolutely not. I've never had a true death pile. Sometimes I will have like 40 items that I need to get to, and I will still go out and buy new stuff, but I actually get to that death pile. So I've never experienced having a mountain or a spare room or closet of stuff that I just need to list. Like we do reselling to make money, not to just spend it and never list it. So get everything listed ASAP. Your death pile is the worst part of your business. Got to get rid of it. Gave a sub to Soda City Flips. Nice. Good advertising, Shane. Good on you. I look up new to me items. I do a lot of retail arbitrage. So if I've sold something pretty recently, I grab and run, but it's been a while. I would look it up again. Soda City Flips, so excited for you. Awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. Retail arbitrage, I would even stress looking up even more just because of price tanking and You know, something could sell for $18 today and it could literally sell for $9 tomorrow because more people catch on to that and get it listed. So Google Lens or eBay app, I use both. Google Lens is significantly better, but the eBay app is getting there. But yeah, Google Lens is better for now. Front load the knowledge, aka study at home. Yeah, and look it up in the thrift store. So I do both. And you just can't actually predict everything. So you can only do so much at home. Like, you can only dribble the basketball. You can get really good at dribbling the basketball, practicing at home. And then it's completely different when you have another athlete trying to win the game, guarding you and trying to take the ball from you. So I have many videos on how to research at home, but nothing in life is this, not that. It's almost always a combination. And so I would definitely recommend, Mike, looking up at home on YouTube videos and using eBay's sold function, but also looking up in store. If you do both, you will make significantly more money. For me, it also depends on what I'm researching. I do a lot with jewelry and have to go home a lot more. Off the gut sense, finding exact comps is rarely a thing. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to jewelry and watches and things like that, it's actually pretty rare that you'll find the exact same comp. But you can find things that look ultra similar or things that have similar weight, similar design, similar materials, and do comps based off that as well. Would you sell medium price or maximum price? I sell market price. So if there are 13 things listed for an average of $30 plus shipping, then I list at $30 plus shipping with the psychological pricing of $29.87 plus shipping. And if someone offers me $22, then I accept it. I accept below market price to get my items to move. So I list at market and I sell my items. I have about 1,400 in gains, getting carried away, snowmen, ornaments, and only sold 2 of them this year. Wow. Good stuff, Paige. Getting carried away, snowman, ornament. Let's take a look at that. Get carried away, snowman, ornament. For the majority of my life, I called them ornaments, like O-R-D. I still probably call them ornaments from time to time. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I still say ornaments, but it's ornaments. That's funny. They sold great the last 4 years, which is why I bought the rest of them in existence last spring, but looks like they've slowed down. So yeah, but that's also like, you got to also take calculated risks in your business. So like Paige, that was, in my opinion, a good calculated risk. The sold history and data is there. And there was no way, I mean, maybe there was a way with more extensive research, but there was really no plausible way to predict that the market on that said item would tank as much as it did. But I'm sure you'll still sell a few more right now during this holiday season. How do you recommend making connections to get more sourcing opportunities? Have you had success with asking store managers about clearance info? Oh yeah, this is how you really upgrade your reselling business, is by making connections and by getting product to come to you and by getting insider information. It's hard to come by, but there's this public speaking coach on the internet. I forgot his name. He's an Asian guy with glasses. I wish I knew his name, but he said, my whole life I thought that I was lucky because I would always get free drinks, or people would ask me my name and shake my hand, and people would, at restaurants, they would, like at a sushi restaurant, they would give me a free plate of sushi. And I always thought I was really lucky until I learned about energy and public speaking. And I realized that giving people energy and brightening their day helps me. And so he said that people started to come to him with what he wanted before asking. Yeah, Vin Jiang. Yeah, Holly knows who I'm talking about. He realized that people would give him what he wanted, and he didn't even have to ask for it because he was just a great person who would smile, who would notice what people were wearing, who would notice what people think about and care about, and he would talk about those things with energy, and he would care about random people on the street. And those random people on the street and those random people at restaurants would give him stuff for free because he gave them energy. So if you go to thrift stores, like I can just see the guy in my head. They're at every single thrift store. They're the guy that, you know, is a reseller, and he knows that you're a reseller, and so he doesn't like you. He doesn't talk to you. He gives you the cold shoulder, and he just stays to himself, and he doesn't talk to anyone while he's there. And he gets his stuff, and he goes home, and he lists it, right? If you want to make more money than you ever have, be the opposite of that guy and laugh. And if you see someone wearing a Lakers jersey, or like it's cold outside, if you see people wearing a big, huge Lakers coat, just be like, oh man, LeBron ain't, you know, like make jokes about the Lakers, or, you know, I don't know. It's important to give people part of your energy, and you'll see other people start to give you what you want. So first off, the best way to make connections and get other sourcing opportunities is to genuinely be the best person you can and genuinely try to make other people's lives better, and they will naturally make yours better. People always say in business, partnerships happen when we both create value for each other. So you need to look for problems that people have and be the solution to that problem. But even before that step, you should just be giving them energy and smiles and banter. Probably not the answer the people were looking for, but that's the answer, in my opinion. I'm 70 and I just discovered Google Image. Oh my gosh, Robin, your life is about to change, especially if you are doing jewelry or decorations or antiques that are a lot harder to comp. It's going to change your life. Congratulations, Robin. What is the minimum items should one have listed at least to generate daily sales? One, if you have one Apple Magic Mouse listed $8 under market, you'll sell it that day. If you have one Texas Instrument TI-84 in working condition, it will sell that same day. If you have terrible items, you can have a store of 189,000 items and sell 0 per day. So it doesn't matter the amount of items that you have listed, it matters what items you have listed. So if you list 10,000 men's medium gray Travis Matthew shirt, just a solid gray Travis Matthew polo, if you list 10,000 of them, I'd imagine you will get anywhere from 4 to 50 sales every day until they're gone. But if you list 10,000 very distinct Travis Matthew custom worn by professional golf players, there's a good chance that you sell all 10,000 of them in a week. So it has nothing to do with your store size. It has nothing to do with how many items you list per day. It has everything to do with what items are you listing. So if you get 20 good items per week, list 20 good items per week. And if the next week you only get 4, only list 4. Don't list garbage to groom the algorithm. Just list good stuff and you will make good money. I sell a lot of digital cameras because of you. Good stuff. Yeah. Everyone told me I was going to saturate my own market, but we both seem to be doing all right. So good stuff. I was happily shocked to discover Google search. What a game changer. Yeah. Good on you, Robin. Do you have a YouTube videos you have focused on Poshmark? Trying to learn that platform. I don't have any Poshmark specific videos, but I talk about it often, and I have a cross-listing video where I talk about Flyp cross-listing from eBay to Amazon to Poshmark and Mercari, but I don't have any dedicated videos to Poshmark yet. But there are a ton of them on YouTube. So let's see here. Lots of people have really good advice for that question, but mine is a bit niche. If you can go live auctions and become known in the owner's staff, lots of doors will open. Yeah. Good evening. I made my first sell today. Congratulations. It is better to sell stuff like golf clubs separately or keep the irons set together. So that's different every time. So this is another reason why it's important to look items up every single day. So I just got a ton of good golf clubs today, actually. Some good stuff. They're all separate. So this is a Nike one. We got 2 Mizunos and then 2 different TaylorMades. This one's a burner and this one is a CB forged. So obviously I'm going to list all of these individually. Now, if I got a full set of TaylorMade CB forged irons, the first thing that I would do is I would look up the individual irons and see how quickly individual irons are moving for. If they're moving quick enough, in my opinion, then I'll list all of them separately. And I will make a little bit more money slower. You have to also understand that you will be shipping each item individually and you will be paying separate shipping every time and paying fees on top of that shipping every single time. So I'm getting a little scatterbrained here, but if the data shows you that iron sets are selling faster, sell the whole set. If it's showing that individual clubs are selling faster, sell the individual clubs. And you'll find this by looking up and checking sell-through rates on individual items. It will give you that data. But if you have 5 clubs that sell for $10 plus shipping for $50, 5 clubs, $10 each, $50 plus shipping, it's better to sell that as a set than it is to sell 5 clubs at $10 plus shipping each. Because if you sell 1 club, it's going to be about $16 to ship it. So you can charge $16 and have the customer pay for that, but you still have to dedicate $16 toward the shipping and pay fees on top of that. If you put all 5 of them together, you will be able to sell all 5 of them for one shipping cost of probably $22. So if you, let's do a little calculation real quick here. So you sold a golf club for $10 and the shipping on it was $16 and you charged them $16 and the item cost you $1 and you promoted that listing at 2%. You would make $4.36 and you would do that 4 more times. So $4.36 times 5, you made $21.08. Okay, but you also have to consider that if you buy boxes, you have to buy 5 boxes. So now you're making even less money. Now we're going to do a sold price of $50. Okay, so we made $21.80, right? We have a sold price of $50. It costs $22. You charge them $22 to ship, and it cost $22 to ship. And each club was $1, so it cost you $5. Now instead of making $21, you made $32.86. So it's better. You make more money when shipping more items in a single package. So when I first started my eBay business, I listened to Tech and Sports and Daily Refinement, and they said, oh, you have to list as many good items as possible. You have to list the exact same amount of items every single day, or else the eBay algorithm will punish you, right? So I listened to that advice, and if I would get 5 golf clubs, I would list 5 individual golf clubs to keep the algorithm happy, and I would make less money keeping the algorithm happy because I had 5 separate shipping charges. So it even got to a point early on where if I saw that a set sold for $50 for 5, but I saw that each individual one sold for $8, so that would only be 45, I would make $5 less so I could do individual listings, so I could have a bigger store and keep the algorithm happy. And so I would take a hit on that, plus take a hit on the shipping, plus have my items sit for longer, plus have my money tied up for longer. So I don't subscribe to listing the same amount of items every single day to please the algorithm. I do this. I list the same amount of items every single day to maintain ultra consistency in my business. And I am blessed with the resources and the knowledge to be able to find a ton of items that I can keep that consistency. But if I didn't have any of that, I would just list good items when I found them. And so here's the here's the 10-minute answer to your question that probably thought would only be about 8 seconds. You have to look at the data and you have to understand how much money you're actually making. So keep in mind that it is much better to sell 8 CDs in a lot for 1 shipping cost than it is to sell 8 CDs with 8 different shipping costs across all items. So do what the data says and do what is going to make you more money in the end. I found a fancy lucite paperweight with, holy cow, these are some words I've never even seen before. Oil in it from a famous drill. Found one on eBay that sold for $500 or best offer. Best offer was accepted, paid $4. Holy cow. That's wild. What do you recommend putting your promotion rate in? I recommend putting it at the lowest available, 2%, and then slowly raising it over time until you get to a point where you are happy with your sales and you are happy with the combination of how much money you are paying for those extra sales. So just slowly increase it over time. You should see an increase in sales over time. If you increase it and you stop seeing an increase in sales, you know to stop. If you are increasing it and you continue to get more sales, but you don't want to pay the fees necessary for those sales, also stop. So just start at the minimum and then just keep increasing over time until you find your comfortable spot. How do I communicate with Mr. JRed Flips? You're communicating with him now. You can also email me at jredflips@gmail.com. But I'm a very busy guy and I try my best to respond to emails, but I'm not amazing at it. Help people get what they want and you will get what you want. Did you know that there's a study that people who pay tithing make significantly more money than people that don't? You literally give away 10% of your wealth every time you make money and you get more than 10% back. You always do. Some people will say that is because of the blessings of God. Some people will say it's because of the universe. Some people will say it's because, I don't know, who knows why. You can't scientifically prove why you make more money, but it is a fact that if you pay tithing, you will make more money than if you didn't pay tithing. It's wild. If you sacrifice your own energy and your own mental capacity to serve other people, you will feel better. Even though you are sacrificing your own resources, you actually make more money. You actually make more happiness for yourself. You actually produce more peace and positivity in your life. You literally sacrifice your resources and you somehow get more of them. It doesn't make sense, but it's what happens. It's kind of hard selling toys on eBay. It is kind of hard and kind of easy to sell everything on eBay. It all comes down to how you are listing them, what your items actually are. And it's just, yeah, it's like selling toys on eBay is not easier or harder than selling sunglasses on eBay. And selling sunglasses on eBay is not easier or harder than selling cameras or clothes or anything. It comes down to what items are you finding, how are you listing them, how are you presenting them to the customer. Dumb question, but I have heard you refer to PSP lot in some of your videos. I'm not sure what that is. That was one video and it was a lot that had handheld PlayStations in it. I saw that question on the video. Yeah, that was a one-time thing. PSP doesn't mean anything. It just means I was referring to that lot that had 2 handheld PlayStations. They're called PSPs. I was just referring to that for that one video. Do you sell any wholesale or slow selling items in your state? I'd be interested in buying. Yeah, I am constantly moving all of my items on eBay and Shop Commons and locally. So yeah, I don't need a buyer currently. What I really need is where you find all of the good stuff that sells quickly. That's what I like to sell generally. You were talking about 888. You also talked about some Twitter users you followed. Yeah, this is what my channel's about, man. I'm constantly talking about how to find these items. So just keep watching the channel. Thrift stores, garage sales. That's really where I get the majority of my items. And then ebay.com, buying lots. And then I use this app called Deal Soldier for retail arbitrage. Like I'm literally like, I'm telling you what you want to know, but you have to actually go out and find all the items. Give me all your Patagonia, willing to pay $3 to $4 per unit cash money. No thanks. Good for you for reaching out though. How do you guys place a chat on the screen to read it? I just hadn't gotten to your question yet, sir, but I just did. Electronics is a must when first starting to resell, and video games, easy to search and sell. Yeah, that is. So selling electronics have huge cons, and it also has huge pros. So the huge pros of electronics is you flip over the device, and 97% of the time it will have a model number. You search that model number up into eBay, boom, you have the item in front of you. Huge pro for electronics. That's why electronics are very good for beginners, because you can comp very accurately. Huge con to selling electronics. A lot of them don't work. A lot of them break in transit, and their return rates are ultra high. So a lot of beginners stay away from electronics because they perceive the cons as higher than the pros, but I believe that the pros are much higher than the cons. Looks like the Jazz owner is trying to get the #1 recruit to funnel him through BYU. Thoughts? Dude, so there's a Russian player at BYU now called Igor Denim. Amazing player. He's probably going to go top 5 in the draft. And then you're talking about DJ Bastanza. He is currently playing for Utah Prep High School. He's actually going to be making his decision. So he's like the best player. He's the best high school player in the world right now. And he's actually going to be making his decision live on ESPN, I think, on Friday. And right now, Vegas has him going to BYU as his most likely landing spot, and he already has like $6 million in NIL deals lined up if he goes to BYU. So, like, this kid's crazy. He's gonna be really good if he can stay away from injuries and if he keeps working hard. But it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool if we could get him to Utah. If he could, because he went to high school in Utah. He is more than likely going to go to BYU for college, and then if he got drafted to the Utah Jazz, wow, that would be sweet. Thanks for talking about basketball with me for a second. Love that. How and where do you recommend buying lots and bulk purchases for eBay sourcing? What terms do you use to search for these? I have this all in a video called 3x Your Income by Online Sourcing. Just type in JRide Flips online sourcing into YouTube, and it'll tell you step by step. People hand me stuff in my niches all the time at the bits. Yeah, exactly. So if you have a YouTube channel, like Paige does, like I do, people will come up to you and just give you those things. But more than that, especially in St. George, when I went to the same thrift store every single day of my life with other people that went to that same thrift store every single day of their life, there were women that would come to me almost daily and hand me electronics because they're like, hey, I just focus on Avon and Pyrex and decorations, but I know that you sell remotes, and I saw this one. You can look it up and sell it if you want. Because I was really nice to them, because I treated them well. I learned their first names. I would ask them about their businesses and their families. I would, try to give them my positive energy, and it would always come back to me. And I really just try to genuinely help other people because I love other people. I don't just talk to them so that way they will give me good stuff. But if you want to live a successful life, try to help other people be successful. And I promise you, you and those people will be more successful. Is it a bad thing if every time I sit down to list items on eBay, the item sells immediately and I have never had more than 10 items in my store at once? Absolutely not. Don't change anything. Keep going. I resell to the toy community, but have branched out to the thrift everything. We get a lot of scalper comments in the toy community. Have you dealt with this? Oh yeah, absolutely, Jonathan. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to do what you believe is morally acceptable for you and your family and the people around you, right? So if we dive into politics for a second, the majority of people in the United States are either right-leaning or left-leaning. And because of the media and because of the things that go on in this country, typically people on the left think that people on the right are harming the United States. And typically people on the right think that the people on the left are harming the United States. That's just the way that the human mind works, okay? So think about X topic. If you believe strongly about the Second Amendment, on the other side, there is someone who believes the exact opposite of you, who thinks just as strongly that it's a benefit, as opposed to someone who thinks that it is not a benefit. Same thing with reselling toys. Same thing with building wells in Africa. Same thing with talking about Jesus Christ. Same thing with trying to convince people to be atheist. People will always believe that you are doing the wrong thing, and other people will always believe that you are doing the right. So do what you think is right. And constantly be checking yourself, because a lot of times we are wrong. A lot of times we think we are doing something that is going to lead us to happiness and enjoyment, and it turns out we were wrong. So we have to be self-aware and realize, oh, doing that didn't make me happy. Got to readjust. Let's see here. Man, J-Red, I appreciate the bulk box of electronics the other day. Only one bad thing in it, LOL. There was a Windows 10 flash drive, 12 or so up and 33 listed. So I put it up 5 minutes later. Fraud, LOL. Yeah, there's, with electronics and with medical equipment, some stuff you just can't list. And so I don't worry about that. I list things. And then if people tell me, and then if eBay says you can't list this, then I just never list it again. And I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but I think that is what it is. And so yeah, just never sell that again. Just never list that again. 12 or so up and 33 sold. Wow, I didn't even look that thing up. I just threw it in the box. But yeah, sell it on Mercari. People keep telling me I'm doing something wrong if I sell items on eBay quickly. The other day I found 5 vintage liquid blue shirts and 12 Ralph Lauren RRL flannels, and they all sold same day. Yeah, so you have money and those people don't. So if you want more money slower, you can do that. If you would like to continue to have this money now, do that. So again, back to what I was just saying to Jonathan. Like, Tom, do what is best for you and your business. If you like making money today, instead of making 10% more in 15 days or 15% more in 180 days, do whatever you want. Like, if you want to sell your items quicker, do it. If you want to sell them for more money but slower, do it. Do what's best for your business. I recommend right in the middle of that. What I like to do is list it at market, and if someone comes along with a good offer, then I go ahead and accept it. My 10,000 bad item store sells 7.3 items per day. Yep, I think you're referring to my Travis Matthew 10,000 shirts example. And hey, again, coming back to, if that's good for Paige, that's good for Paige. Not my cup of tea. I don't want to do the work to list 10,000 items and only sell 7 of them per day. Not for me. But if it's for you, do it. Are there benefits to setting up an eBay store rather than just selling without a store? Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube explaining those benefits. Just look that up. But yeah, there's you're able to do markdowns, and there's just a ton of things. You can promote your listings. You can list more items for cheaper. Ton of different stuff. Paige, how do you ship that 0.3 item? It's a good one. That's a good one. I do also have a regular store. Yeah, I watch, I don't know, 8 out of 10 of your videos, Paige. So well aware. You have your main store and your card store. I didn't know there were hats in it though. I thought it was just cards. Yep, don't list that again, right? LOL. Hi, 1 Foot Flipper. I watch your channel. Very helpful. Awesome. Good stuff. Now go watch Soda City Flip's channel if you haven't yet. 1 Foot, you have similar sell-through rate as me when I sell just CDs. Yep. Let's see here. What app is that? So I was looking at a calculator earlier. This is called eProfit. It's just like eBay, but take away bay and put profit. eProfit. It's on the App Store. I live nice. I've been having a good December, but this week is slow. Hey, as long as you're living nice. That's what I'm talking about. What do you guys, would you guys rather be pretty stressed out with workload, but constantly be making more and more and more and more money? Or would you rather make enough money and have more peace? What do you guys value more? Starting to get a little darker in here. I'm gonna turn on one of my listing lights. Let's see how it helps. Oh, I don't want to end the shot though. So we're going to do this. Sure, that looks all right. The algorithm is much more important for close. That is why daily refinement and tech worship everything that it likes. Yeah, I have learned over time. I think tech and sports and daily refinement are both extremely good eBay sellers and businessmen. I disagree with a few of the philosophies though, obviously. And you know, basketball teams need centers and point guards and wing defenders and paint defenders, right? But yeah, for the average person that wants to do reselling, you will have significantly less mental stress. You will have more peace and more money if you only list good in-demand items. There are huge benefits to volume stores, but those benefits are for people. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. If you want to live, I think it's easier to live a more balanced life where you can focus on your health and your relationships and make good money and enjoy what you do and have time to go golfing and hiking if you just look for really good items that sell quickly. But if you value grit and you like there's type A personalities that seek out cortisol and seek out stress. Volume store is great for those people. But if I only sold clothing, I would just look for as many fast sell through items as I can, and I would pick up 0 men's medium gray Travis Matthew shirts. Like I'll stand by that all day, every day, you know? And again, you got to do what's best for you and your business and your situation. But if you want to make the most money and have less stress, just look up everything before you buy it and list it, and only look for items that have a faster sell-through rate. And you never have to even talk or think about the algorithm in your life. Mr. Beast doesn't talk about the YouTube algorithm. He just talks about the customer. What do people want to watch? It doesn't matter how many videos he posts per week or per day. He doesn't do, oh, I make sure that my video is at least this long, or I make it so it's this short to please the algorithm. The highest performing people don't care about algorithms. They just care about the person on the other side of the screen or the person buying the item. And a lot of people do want, the men's medium gray Travis Mathew, but there's also 17,000 of those listed, and there's only 17 people buying that every month. So I'm staying away from that because what I'm telling you guys is, if you forget about the algorithm, you will make more money and have less stress in your life. And it's a lot easier to monetize. So like, if you want to make money on the internet, online coaching and courses are the way to do that. And it's a lot easier to make a course about listings and title structures and descriptions and actionable things that you must do every single day, and you can wrap that into a course and make money. And it's a lot harder to make a course by saying, hey, find things that have an ultra fast sell-through rate item. Find items that have ultra fast sell-through rate. By the way, the market changes every single day, so you're going to have to work really hard and learn about sell-through rates and items every single day, which I can't give you in this course, right? So there's like, I don't know, like outside, like I could already make so much money selling people courses on TikTok on how to grow on TikTok. It's just how to hack the algorithm. And all I would be doing is manipulating people to think about the algorithm instead of people watching TikTok. What do people on TikTok want to see? How can you psychologically tap into what people want to see? No, it's use these hashtags because I can market that. Make videos this long or this short because I can market that. Post during these times and this many times per day because I can build a course around that. So forget the word algorithm and it'll change your life. I always offer free shipping, but add the approximate shipping cost to the listing price and promote the listing at 3%. I edit photos with Photo Room app. Hope that helps someone. Great, Tom. Yeah, looks like it's working for you, and hopefully it can help other people too. God is definitely good. Don't really believe in tithing gods, not an ATM. Prefer to take money to the poor instead. Same thing. Give away your wealth and you will have more of it. Doesn't matter who you give it to. Been proven in my own life where I help others, and yes, you do get even more than what you gave at first. Yep, you really do. Like the best podcasts. So like I listened to this podcast called Mind Pump. It's about fitness and how to be strong and how to build muscle, how to lose body fat, how to live a well-rounded life. And they give all of the secrets that other people in the fitness industry are selling in courses. They give that away for free every single day on a podcast for free. Every single day they drop a podcast and they say, if you want to lose weight and gain muscle, here's what you do for free. Just listen to this. Don't give us any money. Here's what you do. Now, you don't have to buy any of our courses, because if you just listen to our podcast every single day, you will be able to make your own programming, and you don't have to buy any of our programs for lifting. You will just know what to do if you just listen to this free information every single day. But because people love these three guys so much, and because these guys give so much free value, a large population, including myself, buy their programs out of respect for them, and we feel like we want to give them at least some value because they have given so much value to us. And some people just want to listen to the podcast and learn as much as they can, and they still just want a program in front of them, so they buy it. So what I'm saying here is, if you give away as much as you can for free, you will make more money than selling it. So if you have the opportunity to give something to someone, do it, because you will make more money and you'll have more happiness in your life. Thrifting every day. Wow, that's actually impressive. Yeah, I go thrifting every day. Every day but Sunday. And then sometimes, we want to do a hike or something, we go. I don't go on Saturdays, but yeah, every morning when the thrift store's open, I'm at one of them. I noticed that eBay doesn't care about bad feedback, but they will care if you cancel orders. Yep. A lot of psychology that goes behind that as well. Video games are one of the worst categories. Huge sourcing competition, and 98% of the merchandise is nearly worthless now. I don't think 98 is the number, but yeah. It's just like CD. Like, you can say the same thing about CDs, and, so I make these statements on purpose in TikToks because then people respond how I do. Oh yeah, you can make a full-time living just from video games. You have to know what to look for. Same with CDs. Same with every single category out there. But yeah, no, the video games is still a great category. Paige, I think I would rephrase what you're saying, and I would say video games are one of the worst categories because of the way that people try to use the category. Again, I have to please the algorithm. I have to list a certain amount of listings every day and month. I have to post at this time. I have to use this promoted listing. It's because people are focused on the algorithm and they're not focused on, hey, do people actually want Mario? Paper Mario? Oh yeah, they do. Do they want Madden 08? Oh no, they don't. I'm not going to list Madden 08. I'm not going to list it because I need to list 18 items today. I'm only going to buy Paper Mario that's in front of me, and I'm going to leave Madden 8 behind. I'm going to leave the Travis Matthew gray polo behind. It makes so much sense to me. But for some people, it just really, just really doesn't for a lot of people, and that's okay. Got to run your business the way that you see fit. You can find good items by just looking up every single item in a thrift store when you're first starting. It just takes massive patience to look up 100 items to find one, but you'll learn a lot. Yep, and then on top of that, you watch YouTube videos. You see what other people are selling. The majority of YouTube videos, so like the Commonwealth Picker, he is a what sold channel. All of his videos are around what he's selling, and he typically you see what sold in his store that week. So at least one sold that week. If you can find that item or similar items, it's definitely worth looking up. And then you can see, oh, this Jake guy is selling a lot of curling irons. I'm going to look at all the curling irons, and I'm going to see that most of them are worthless, but that watching that YouTube video helped me get into curling irons, and now I know, oh, babyless pros are okay. I'm definitely going to be looking for the InStylers. Maybe those will go tank in value one day, but I'm going to keep looking up everything that I find and just continue to grow. I'm here for the college sport talk. BYU has been a fun team to watch this season. Dabonsta committed this week. He did? Oh my gosh. He must have not gone to BYU then, because living in Utah, I definitely would have heard about it. Sorry guys, this is important. Where'd he go? AJ. Yep, BYU. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. BYU got him. Wow, he just became a millionaire. That's sweet. Man, it would just be so cool if the Jazz suck again next year and we get him as well. That'd be sweet. LOL, yep, I don't mind them. The scalper comments, LOL. Now, yeah, like, go for them. If you make content, try to get people to say that, and you will make a lot of money off of TikTok. You will make a ton of money off of Facebook and TikTok. Hey, Jake, how you been? Thanks for asking, Mike. I am doing great. Guys, can I just say, I really enjoy the life that I live. And reselling is a huge part of that. I really hope, I really hope that you guys are making more money because of me. I do get paid from views. I do. And it's one of the major reasons why I do this channel. because me and my wife and our future family and our financial goals and our peace are the most important, and the money helps with that. But one of the biggest reasons I do this is I really hope that I'm helping people. I really hope you guys make more money because of me. I've learned a lot from your channel, and you're not going to make more money because of me because of the items I show. That you will. Let me rephrase that. You guys will make more money because of me, because of the items that I talk about and how to list things properly and how to make more money on eBay. But you will make significantly more money because of me if you can learn from me that if you give people more than you take, you will get more than you can take. And if you can learn to love yourself, you will be better at eBay. A lot of, like, some people hate that I say that. But if you kiss your wife every single morning and you develop a stronger relationship with her, you will be better at reselling on eBay. If you can create a strong relationship with God, you will be better at reselling. If you read a book about how to win friends and influence people that has nothing to do with actually reselling on eBay and has nothing to do with an eBay algorithm, you will sell more and be better at eBay. It's just, I want you guys to know that if you become a better person, you will make more money and you will have more peace and you will have more friends and you will have less depression and anxiety. It's awesome. My 12K decent item store sells 22 a day. Oh, that's good. Yeah, like I really like to be, so I have 3,000 items and I sell about 21 per day. So, but having 12K items and selling 22 is great too. Where do you find boxes for irregularly large or heavy packages? Just tell FedEx to box your item. No, that is expensive, man. Never do that. So you can go to dumpsters behind Kroger or Dollar Tree and you can get them. Just make sure they're dry. There's nothing wrong with that. You can also, this requires opening your mouth a little bit. You can go into Kroger and find a manager and say, hey, I have a side hustle where I ship out a lot of items. And I was just wondering if I could just have your guys' boxes that you throw away. And they will set out boxes for you every Tuesday or every Thursday or whenever their restock day is. And you never have to buy a box again. When I was full-time employed and a part-time reseller, my income was $130,000. As a full-time reseller, only in around $100,000 and much happier. Yeah, if I was in that same situation, 130,000, but less time with my family, more overall stress, decrease in health benefits, but I made $100,000 and I was much happier, I'd choose the 100,000 and happier for sure. Would you say you work more hours now than if you had a 9 to 5? Absolutely, but that's been my whole life. I really, really, really enjoy working. Like, I love it. I love working. So I don't work more than a 9 to 5 because of the way that reselling is structured. I just work more than a 9 to 5 because I really enjoy working and expanding and building. I don't believe in algorithm hacks at all. It's all about selling good items. I sell a lot of clothes and never even consider the algorithm for anything at all. Yes. So I will admit that the algorithm is a real thing. And, you know, like you have to groom the algorithm by having a correct title. Like if I am trying to sell this, these are screws and tools for eyeglass frames. If I try to sell this as a red Sharpie, that's not going to work. The algorithm is not good. Like I have, know what I mean? Honestly, it just comes down to common sense and listing what people want. But like there are actual things you can do to get the algorithm on your side and to sell more items than your competition. But you're right. It is much, much, much more about better items, listing it in the way that people want. How do y'all like the new area? Is it better for thrifting than your last house? Keep teaching, man. You're great. Yeah, we love it up here. In my last area, there was one good thrift store and 2 okay ones, and then another good thrift store 40 minutes away. Now where I live, there are 18 good thrift stores within a 2-hour radius, and there's like 9 within an hour radius. So much more opportunities, and yeah, really liking it. IDK, I spend more when the work is more stressful. Yes. Free shipping or calculated shipping, yes. Whatever is best for you and your customer. Identify who your customer is and do what's best for them. Partially, the algorithm is a crutch for failure and a way to justify avoiding personal accountability by pointing to a third party to justify doing the same thing over. It's temporary comfort. Absolutely, it is. Yeah, man. I agree with you, Nick. People would rather have an excuse of why they're not succeeding than actually succeeding but taking on more risk. It's unfortunate. People actually don't want to get better. It's a sad reality that I'm learning over and over again in life is people would rather be prideful and hold on to their failure than to admit their failure and live a better life. There's this crazy concept in human psychology that, like, let's say I had this accident where I tore my shoulder and it actually really, really held me back, not only physically, but also emotionally. This is just an example. And it sucked so bad, and I went through it, and everyone around me watched me go through it, and they may have thought to themselves, wow, like he's actually in some pain, and this is actually really affecting him mentally. I feel so bad for him. But then 5 months later, my shoulder heals. And instead of moving on and using my shoulder and presenting to other people that I'm successful and I'm going for it and I've got this, I want other people to still believe that I'm in pain, because if I am not in pain right now, it discredits the pain that I felt earlier. And that's just not true. Get better. If you have depression and you find a way to conquer that depression, a lot of people will be afraid that, well, they will have thought that I was fibbing and exaggerating the whole time. If people do, who cares? Why not just live that better life? But it leaks into everything that we do. We would rather continue to have problems so we can continue to have excuses and be a victim than move on and live a happier life. And it's really sad. It's really sad. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm doing great, KN. Thanks for asking. Just loaded up at the Dollar Tree yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, there's some good flips at the Dollar Tree. It's so like I don't only do fast sell-through rate items. I have some slower sell-through rate stuff that I'm able to get for, $1, $1.25. And a lot of those items are from the Dollar Tree. You can load up on some really cheap inventory that takes longer to sell, has lower margins, but it just, you make that good money. So good stuff. Do you think your reselling business will end? Like there's no 401k or retirement and you become stubborn on the things you sell and pick up? No, I have a 401k in retirement. So I have a S corporation, and yeah, I have 401k, I have retirement. You don't need a job. You don't so there's this thing called a traditional IRA or there's a Roth IRA. You don't have to have a job for that. And then you don't have to be employed. I guess you have to employ yourself. So I have an S corporation, and my wife is a business owner with me. So I am the CEO, and she is the chief marketing president, and we pay ourselves salaries, and we have a 401k, we have health benefits, we have all the goodies, and the government has done a very good job of convincing us that we must be employees to have those benefits, and you don't. The tax code is written for me, and it's awesome. The tax code is written for entrepreneurs to save as much money as they can and to receive as many benefits as possible so they can use those benefits and money to employ other people, thus increasing the GDP, thus increasing the flow of the economy and helping other people make sustainable incomes. The reason why the rich don't pay taxes is because they take all that money and they create more opportunities for more people. So, Jonathan, go all in on this business, do it smart, do it slow, and then get to a point where you're making a ton of money and then make an S corporation. And yeah, you will have a better 401k than your friend who went to tech to tech school and works for Facebook and makes $300,000 a year and has full benefits, you'll have better benefits than him, and you'll pay less in taxes than him. It's awesome. I get about 2 to 3 quick selling items a day from just 2 thrift stores, and that's with limited knowledge. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's an awesome foundation. Keep expanding that foundation. And then there's nothing wrong with picking up 2 or 3 slower selling items, but don't pick up the next tier of awful sell-through rate items that you're just picking up because of some dumb algorithm that doesn't exist. All right, guys, we made it to the end of questions. We're an hour and 30 minutes in, and I told my wife that I'd be ready for dinner at 5:30, and it is 5:30. This is awesome. Last thing I want to leave with you guys is you will not be negatively affected by the algorithm if you list less items. Okay? Do not list 20 crappy items. Don't list 4 good ones, 4 okay ones, and 12 pretty bad ones. Just list 4 good ones and 4 okay ones. And then if tomorrow you only find 2, 1 good one and 1 okay one, just list 1 good one and 1 okay one. I don't know. I love you guys. I hope that you guys live a better life because of me. And it won't be because of me. It's because of you guys seeking that knowledge. But I want to do everything I can to help you guys live a better life. And you don't have to believe me on that. A lot of people won't, and that's okay. I love you guys. Have a fantastic night. I'm going to go hang out with a bunch of 14-year-olds and teach them how to budget their money at the grocery store. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we have this organization called the Young Men. And every Wednesday, we do activities to help them have a better life now and a better life in the future. And I am over those 14-year-old boys, and we're going to go make a budget and then go buy stuff at the grocery store. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to go have dinner, and then I'm going to go hang out with those boys, and I'll see you guys later. Love you so much.